Hello and welcome. This is Pauline Marie. We are Planetary Wave Activation, Wave 10, which is going to be about wise love. And this was coming up in the ending of Wave 9 activation, where I was being prompted to speak into and activate my interpretation anyway of wise love. And it's not really mine. Nothing belongs to me. This is coming from the primordial waters and from God and from my team. And from certainly wise love herself. So this is an activation point, and it's not any kind of a demand. It's not a test. I'm seeing just a doorway. It's a doorway. It's an arched, beautiful doorway. And it's a doorway of choice. And it's an understanding of love as wisdom, if you choose to understand it in this way and to activate it in this way and try it out, So this is love in its highest expression. It's not attachment, possession, or control. It is presence without grasping. It's compassion without entanglement. And it's connection without the loss of self. So our counter to this energy is fear, of course. So fear is not something here that we want to conquer or exile in our understanding of love. But fear is information. So when we meet fear with presence, it will neutralize itself and transmute that contraction back into love. So the feminine essence within us all then receives what arises without judgment. The masculine within all of us then provides us with structure, clarity, and direction. And together, they alchemize fear into love, into loving wisdom. And it opens access to even more inner guidance. So this is like 10 fingers, 10 toes, right? So the left hand in cooperation with the right, the left foot in cooperation with the right. The feminine in cooperation with the masculine. So I really saw again the world tree, the sacred tree, the Axis Mundi, as a reminder that this growth is natural. It's not forced, right? A seed knows when to open. A flower knows when to bloom. So true expansion is cooperative. It's not coerced. And that also is a key element of love. There is no coercion. And the tree here is a living bridge between worlds. I feel it as a bridge because its roots are in memory and instinct. And the trunk is in relationship and choice. And the branches are reaching into the potential. So you are the tree. You are this tree. And 10 itself activates harmony. So this wave is activating harmony in our relationships, but first within the self and then with others. And we can learn to walk the middle path. So we're never clinging or withdrawing. And then success and loss, they're just teachers. They're not identities. This is, taking off those identities. So true love understands without needing to fix. It allows others their path of expansion without attachment to any outcome or timing. And in this neutrality, higher guidance leads through the ebb and flow. So old influences, whether they be ancestral, personal, visible, unseen, they're released. They're not, but not through force, but through recognition. What is seen clearly no longer binds. So this is not abandonment of the past, but it's completion. We're at that door. So you're not meant to ascend alone once you come through this door. Support arrives through resonance. So as you stabilize in your center, your soul tribe recognizes you. not by effort, but by frequency. Yay. We're being taught equilibrium here, not indifference, but balance. And the expansion requires, there's no urgency, but rest. Because, well, let me go back here. The expansion isn't about urgency. And rest, if you need rest, isn't about stagnation in this equilibrium. That it's more than natural growth. Yeah. It's where then the progress is sustainable. So take a moment with this activation to internally commune, to listen rather than seek, to align rather than strive. Your higher self is not ahead of time. It's present now within you, waiting to integrate as you've stepped in through that door. So this is the activation. This is love without attachment, strength without rigidity, expansion through presence. And it's the return to an inner partnership so that then we can hold healthy outer partnerships through that remembrance of the balance already within. It's a life led not by fear, but by love, coherent, grounded, and wise. All right, thank you. I'm going to get into some oracle here. We're going to hear from the waters and see what further clarification they can give us after stepping through this doorway. So we came out of this wave 9 as a rebirth and a heavy influence of the divine feminine to balance out, what has been hidden, what has been suppressed. And we have cleansing. Lovely. So releasing the old. It's an energetic tune-up and new beginnings. So this is like coming out through the doorway or through the rebirth, right? And just like a baby would be birthed, we clean off the baby. Well, it's got a very similar vibe here to that. But this is like an energetic tune-up. And the healing waters will cleanse this. So that power of water that we use just as we bathe or shower or wash our hands, it's washing away what's coming to an end or what is no longer in alignment. And it gives us that space to feel what we'd like to birth anew. It gives us that space to birth that new. Lovely. And with this being, this stepping through the doorway and this love being birthed into cleansing and that understanding of love, I'm going to hear from Divine Mother and Gaia through the Rose Oracle. What messages do you have for this activation, please? And we have the child within. And it's like the card is shown here. It looks exactly the same as the cleansing. It's like then coming through the doorway. And you'll see it when you study the image here in the card, and it's the mother holding the newborn baby. This is inner mother, innocence, gentleness, and tenderness. So I really get the feeling here of not only the role of the mother, but the child within, the inner child. I also get this whole feeling of healing the inner child if we've been birthed into situations that still require another loop, another round. It's doing that child self-love, that calling in back that inner child. I also see this card as parenting ourselves, like reparenting ourselves. So, okay, we've come to that realization we didn't have it the way we idealistically thought it to be. We can self heal and self parent through that. Let's see what else this guidebook has to say on this card. Yeah, it does talk about the child within. Maybe we were hurt or the world didn't feel safe, but no matter how much we've grown as adults, if we're hurt or triggered, then we regress back to that child within because it can feel overwhelming. And so this is to use that emotion, energy in motion, to scoop up that child and give her or him what we didn't feel, because we can't change the past. It's the past. We place them, I love this, in soft petals of the rose of our own heart. So yeah, it's just about how can you be tender and tend to your child within. Thank you. Now we're going to hear from the star seeds here. The star seed card. I'm going to activate this with my team and star family, please. Whew, popped right up. A new earth. Well, how beautifully aligned and fitting. So this card says it's happening. Keep holding the vision. Yeah, and it is happening. So please keep holding the vision, those dreams and those visions you have for the new earth. And the world needs this. It needs us to keep dreaming. We need more dreamers and people that open our hearts to this kind of wise love, this true love. And we want to dig our devotion deep, and keep focusing on those dreams. Yeah, just keep holding the vision as she's even looking here. She's standing in the waters, looking at her vision of Earth. And it's something I hold dear to my heart. I have gone through a lot, but my vision of what I think this new earth can be has not wavered, and I hold it in high honor. So I'd like to get a card here from the moon and the waters, and the yin, and the wisdom. Of the moon that controls our waters within and without. Oh, falling into place with planetary alignment, shifts, changes, and a new era. So beautiful. And in wave 9, I really spoke into that planetary alignment. So it's pointing us there. It's pointing to us to that date of that alignment, February 18th through 20th, around there. I mean, this activation is timeless, but that's where we're at in this new reality of 2026 and these new alignments. And the planetary alignment is the planetary wave, and that's what this whole series is about. And this is about, we've gone through that doorway. We're going to understand now what this love is that's coming, and it's different. It's different than what we are used to. And so we're going to cleanse off that old. We're going to energetically tune ourselves up for this new beginning. We're going to hold that vision, and we're going to love that child within. Well, let's get some archetype or a archetype here and what wants to be worked with in this wave 10. Activation point, choice point, a doorway to love as wisdom. Love in its highest expression. Love not as attachment, possession, or control. And without a loss of the self, please. All right. Okay, two popped out. Two wanted to come out. All right, the first one is the mask. Okay, I think where this is headed, and this is good. This is really interesting. Oh, and the second one is Euros. All right. Yeah, so we've been used to living with the mask, right? With our persona self, with the performance side of ourselves. And that's to exist, I think, in 3D and to learn. That's the life school. I think sometimes we put on these masks to kind of learn and play and role play. Because we often think that it's concealing our identity, but actually, too, it permits our true identity to be revealed because, yeah, we put them on like lessons. So I'm going to read here from the guidebook for the mask. Yeah, it gives a voice to that which was previously rejected, because it's seeking expression. So good. Okay, so yeah, it's asking, us to take part in the ritual of the expansion of what's happening now. Like, come on, join in. It's for everyone if you choose it. And there may be mischief and deception around as others may try on new masks, and maybe others aren't used to us in this more authentic version of ourselves. That's okay, but it's telling us, likely then we've become attached to a single mask, and we need to fall face forward through this doorway into this perception, bending all of the time of those masks that we put on. So it's like, what is our original face? What's the one we had on before we were even born, through the mother. And yeah, it's asking us to kind of think of the mask that we wore that felt empowering the most. Again, so then speaking back to that inner child, who's still standing there within you, and it reveals what's been suppressed, and we know what's been suppressed in this world. So, if you're unaware, then I really invite you to become aware. All right. And the other one that had come out was the Euros, which was, it's so beautiful because that's a love as desire card. And so it really takes the mask off of how we perceived love with these two coming out together, right? And what that root of desire is itself. Or can we, be awakened by love? And in that too, we're allowed pleasure and intimacy. And so this reconnects us with some of that primal longing to merge with another human being, or nature, or music, or art, or plants, or food, or anything that we perceive we're separate from. We're not. It's the love of all of those things, as contained within us. It's not something we seek outside. And that's where those false love attachments can come in, is that we perceive there's something that they have that they love that we lack, and then we try to grasp it. So yeah, that's the mask we're taking off here. And yeah, it's beautiful. We're reminded of we witness the beauty and that truth in the world, when those barriers soften, those masks come off, and we go back to the passion and the playfulness and our intimacy and sexual health. It's so vital and important to love and joy in our world. All right, I'm going to get a tarot here just to kind of get an ending to... Oops, that dropped. Too many cards, please. Let's reorganize. Oh, geez, I just wanted to pop out. Oh, we have the World card. Shut it up. Okay. Yeah. Well, basically what I just said. So, no, that's just confirming that this is really the way forward to our natural, not forced way of love, that return to inner partnership, and that love is coherent, grounded, and wise, and it is that way in all things, and certainly in our world. I'm going to end this with a water blessing, please. And we have clarity and focus with meditate to be in harmony and at peace with nature. And that's always a beautiful practice to have. Kind of helps us, I think, in that cleansing. Absolutely. That mind, remember, the mind is the monad. The monad of the mind is love. That's the one and only thing that the mind, we've forgotten. But that's the resonance of all of that, the heart, the mind. And then embody infinite. The truth is that you are pure divine love, gifted with infinite possibilities. And if that ain't the truth, I don't know what is. Thank you so much for being here. As you know, you're right where you need to be. And I appreciate you being here.